Sometimes I like to grab a PVC pipe or stick, or as I call it, a double-sided dildo, which I made myself. It's PVC pipe, 2 tennis balls on each side for this amazing gripping experience. I can really get a nice finger and hand workout, improve my dexterity, but get really unique positioning, and I get myself into that really neutral position for my shoulders, okay? Look at that. I'm doing a little wheel, and I can push into it and actually push in and activate my chest muscles, create that adduction of the pecs. But I'm showing you this because this workout, you see what happens? Like, I've never had range of motion like this in my shoulders, and what it's unlocked is pain-free gains in a way I've never experienced. Yeah, I'm 40, but man, this really works. So this workout's designed to take that scapular movement through all those key angles, all right? But now we're gonna do a little bit more 2 arm at a time, still separating the hands so not in the ground, so we get some open chain movement to really strengthen imbalances between sides and ultimately bulletproof the shoulders. Buy into this stuff, because if you want to do pull-ups and dips in a real way, this is the stuff you have to have as the bricks to build on top of that. I'm actually going to start in a get-up, because that's actually how I want you to set up to do external rotations. And I see this exercise done, and I was there too, especially as a young idiot, really stiff, like really rigid with it. But what you want to do is kind of really drive the knee out and get as much flexion in the hip, knee, and ankle as you can, and then use that elbow to push that hip away. Now I've got full protraction of the shoulder blades. I'm locked in. Inhale down, and when I'm here too, like, have some fun, mess around. You've got that ability to really drive the elbow up and get a unique rowing angle using the leverage or sliding action of the elbow. But anyway, we're just gonna burn out the external rotators. You can really never do inhale down enough of these, and try to really get some range of motion, but start light. Start with a fist or a soup can. I'm using a 5. This is plenty. I'm not the smallest guy in the world. I'm 40 and old as fuck, but I'm not the smallest guy in the world. And this 5-pound dumbbell is testing me in terms of sustained contraction and range of motion in a way. If I went 10 or 15 or 20, and I'm gonna blow out these small muscles. These are small muscles. These are small muscles. Okay, leave them alone. Go slow, go light, go full range of motion, and focus on contraction. And we can also do this with a band. So I'll give you an option. I don't know if you have access to a band for this particular workout. You just select the dumbbell workout, whatever else. But take the band, get it just about fist height with the arm bent at 90 degrees, okay? So look, you can even start like this so you know that you get full range. Just come in, set, exhale all the way out, and pin that elbow tight to the oblique or love handle area. Inhale back. And again, focus on as much range of motion. Drive the elbow into the hip and kind of push away, and just swivel. Get that elbow right into that hip pelvic crest right here, right above the pelvis, and just swivel and dig into it. You can go slow in the beginning, then mix in some faster reps without losing your shoulder positioning. And obviously we're gonna do both sides because we're fixing the balances between sides. We're taking those 1-arm row shrugs, and here we go. Hinge at the hips, and again, don't round that spine. Retract those shoulder blades and create a nice little natural arc in the back. Get those hips back. Ooh, Uncle Big likes to wiggle. Come back down, get set, all right? What I'm gonna do here is the 1-arm scap row now, 2 arms, but from a bent row position. Sit back into the hips, feel the stretch of the glutes, hams, but also activate the glutes and hams to protect that low back. Inhale down, moving only through the shoulder girdle. Those scapula just winging out to the side. Exhale back up like you would begin a row. And we're going 2 of those bad boys, and then exhale up, inhale down, and do 1 row. All right, now that's tough. It is tough in the lower back for extended time. You know, if you haven't done this before, 15 to 30 seconds in the beginning, and there's a self-assistance option, but also a way, in my opinion, you get more muscle activation. So that can be the head of the incline bench seat up to about here, or maybe recline 75 degrees. It could be a dip bar, anything like a power rack, rail, whatever you got. I'm gonna hinge back at the hips. And now look, see, in free space, if I don't have the right positioning, see that position? Now I can rest here because I've created some freedom for my body where I can round the spine, right? I can do that. Now this would blow out some people's backs. This would blow out my back if I just picked up these weights and didn't warm up like I have been shooting all day. Look at this. I am soaked, all right? Just dripping. But I get locked in, and now I can get in better position here by pressing my forehead and also strengthening my neck, by the way. And now right here, if I was in free space, watch that. It's about the best I can do. When I get here, look at that. The extra lift and pull, I just get such leverage here, right? So that's why we're using it, not just to take pressure up the low back, but also to maximize the training effect. I think it's a pretty good combination. You're welcome. All right, now we're doing the reverse of that, the horizontal push or scapular protraction, targeting the serratus anterior muscles. We showed this on the floor with one arm. We're going the two-arm version, but I'm going to show this with what's called, what is this called? I forget what it's called. It's from Dynamax. It's a slog. It's like a log. Anyway, but you can see it's like a giant foam roller in this effect for this exercise, which allows me to wrap my scapula around and really get more range of motion through it. Use the floor if you need, but it's a little uncomfortable and you don't get as much motion, and you can modify with a really sturdy foam roller just to get a little bit of that extra thoracic extension. And I like to put the middle of the skull resting at the edge of whatever I'm using, okay? So from here, on the way down, inhale and then try to wrap the scapula around the cylinder and then push your scapula away as far as you can. Like, think about not just knuckling, press through the palms. I don't recommend keeping the fingers open like this, especially if you're new to this exercise, doing this a long time. I like to open them up because if I press through the palm, I get more pec activation and more overall motion, all right? But I go inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. Really push away and really wrap on the cylinder. Of course, modify with the floor press. How to get out of this, just try to get into this position. Keep your abs tight. You never want to get hurt on the exit, all right? And just do a slow hammer curl down. You're good. And then we come up, ready to rock. Nothing wrong with hitting the upper traps. It is an area that is prone to tension, can cause tension headaches, and creates this kind of rise when they're too tight and don't have enough range of motion through them. So start light on this. Focus on range of motion. The key here is you can't have the weights resting here. You got to think about being totally erect, drive the knees underground, push the hips forward and squeeze the glutes, and then crunch the abs and pull the ribs and shoulders down. I'm locked in, I'm ready to go. And don't rest in here, kind of pull them away a bit. Exhale up, pull them up there, and don't just do these fast. No, you gotta contract for a couple seconds. After you fully exhaled, inhale back down and watch the difference. See that there? Now watch. Push away. So you can stretch them too. Contract the shit out of them, but then stretch the hell out of them at the bottom, okay? But keep your abs engaged and tight as well. That one, you're gonna get such a good pump to work and grip form. Look at this. I get so much time under tension, but again, targeting this area in particular, it's really a full body movement, especially for extended time under tensions. Get ready. All right, so now we got the overhead shrug with two arms, levator scapula and upper traps too, but really working that scapular elevation and depression. Really tough to get the arms overhead. Like if you want to do any overhead stuff, pull-ups, handstand push-ups, snatches, presses, overhead presses, you gotta really get the arms fully overhead. If you can't get enough shoulder flexion, what happens? Boom, hyperextension. So we get into a split stance here, we root ourselves down. I like to put a little slant board or pad to extend the range of motion, but it actually allows me to get more complete. Look at that. So if I was on the floor, I'd be like this. Because I'm here on this slight angle, I can push through the back toe, drive the hip forward. Now, the stretch in the iliacus area here up into the psoas, especially if I add the arms overhead like I'm here. And we did this in the previous month on the opposite arm, one at a time with the weight we use. Now, whatever weight you use, I want you to cut that weight in half because it's much harder to do two hands at a time. So I used a 10 on this. Look, I can press some weight, but a 10 was the only load I could use without sacrificing form. And again, these are small muscles. They don't need big loads. In fact, if you use big loads, you hurt your body. So we lock in, go one arm at a time to set yourself, and then root and push. Again, push the palms away. Exhale up, shoulders to ears. Inhale back down. Small movement. And again, at about rep 3, it starts to improve because you just get a little more motion each time. This is a micro movement with major gains. Because if I can just relax my arms in this position and get my hips underneath my shoulders, this is lightweight. When I can't and I'm off balance, I have to yank into my low back. So respect this exercise. It's gonna change the game for your shoulders. It's gonna unlock the key to some serious muscle growth and injury prevention. So I used 5s and that was plenty. Start with 2.5s. Again, go soup cans, peanut butter jars, or just go fists. But I like to actually squeeze something in the hands because we get more activation, all right? And you actually get more dexterity. These are important. All right, baby, we're in the, you go one way, you gotta go the other. So now we're doing the row shrug, 2 to 1 shrug to inverted row. And again, in terms of hand position, no one talks about this, right? But I like to first take the web of the hand there, pin in, wrap the palm, and then wrap the fingers and get a really secure grip. Now, if you find you're using your elbow flexors too much, okay? I like to actually take the thumb, go there, and even wrap around and just it makes me use my back more and less of my arms, okay? So we lock in, but again, start with a secure grip before you get to this position. Until you know this exercise, you do a glute bridge, all right? You know this movement, we do it. Lock up, pull down, and again, don't just get here. See, that's okay, but see how I kind of retract and almost recline my body? Now I'm ready to go. Almost like I'm getting slightly inverted. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, I don't lose that hip extension either. And then I'm gonna do a row. From that deep stretch position, I'm gonna drive my hips up and really get the contraction I'm looking for. Works the entire backside of the body. Is it your butt? Is it your hamstrings? Is it your entire spinal muscles? Yeah, it's all of it. Enjoy. All right, I recommend parallel bars for this, or you can use a pair of dumbbells, but I like the neutral grip here. And again, I'm just showing you what this really allows me to do. I get a crazy pec stretch and a little pump here. I'll get you here. Don't worry, I'll get you where I can talk and just like literally talk and have a conversation in this position without destroying my shoulder and actually feeling good, all right? Because I started here and I did 2-to-1 scap push-up to regular push-up or push-up shrug. So palms in, I like to do this with the fingers open. Don't do that until you master it with the hands closed, but better palm, better pec activation. But make fists to start and secure yourself. Inhale down, arms straight, exhale up and round that upper back. Again, neutral grip, I can even kind of, while I'm down there, kind of move side to side, really push away, and then inhale down, stretch I'm getting here. But I have a shoulder foundation. Before I did all these exercises, this would have blown me out, all right? Come back up, and again, 2 push-up shrugs, 1 push-up for time. Come to the knees when you need to, okay? Or modify a really high incline step or bench. Make it work for yourself. A dip bar, high dip bar. People forget about this. Your dip bar can also be used for these movements. And look, see how much more range of motion I get because how light it is? So I can even back off to this or just start feeling the movement here first before I see what I can just really move around and I can stretch here. So again, don't be afraid to use these high parallel bars too. Both of these have been really the key to the upper body gains I've experienced, including the pull-up bar. Those 3, man, spending time hanging in the dip support and in the push-up support for time and moving around, game changer. And this is when I blow up the chest for big extended time and retentions. Ooh, baby. Between takes, we were trying to find the, you gotta find the leg, guys. And when you really mobilize the scapula, the flexing is gonna be out of this. That's where you get the, that extra, you get here, right? You can see this even through my sleeveless hoodie versus here. So the range of motion is gonna make you look fierce. And we're gonna finish it off here in terms of the back with the 2-to-1 pull-up shrug to pull-up. All right, grip-wise, you are strongest underhand, maximum biceps recruitment. You are in the most neutral, safe, joint-friendly position, palms facing hammer grip. And that's also gonna like to grip like this instead of here, because again, I'll use more back if I go just 4 fingers wrapped than I will if I get with the thumb. The thumb makes me wanna go here, all right? And the fingers make me wanna go here, and that's what we're trying to work. So I get locked in, and I like to do this, again, you can even start self-assisted, at least on the stretching portion, toes here, if I'm using a door pull-up bar, but full stretch, exhale, and then pull back. You can start with just a basic up, down, that's fine, that's where you begin, but then try to every rep, just pull back a little bit more, really get that scapular retraction, depression going. 2 of those, and then pull up, all right? And then I can do this, exhale up, inhale down, exhale up, inhale down. All right, man, there's no other exercise on the planet that makes you feel like nothing can stop you than a pull-up. It's also the hardest. It's all your body weight. It's everything you carry in life. You gotta use to pull up. Once you can do it, nothing can stop you. And it's not just because I just took an edible. Just warming up for this particular exercise. And here's another great option with that dip support to get the hips going. But I get into this position, 2-to-1 dip shrug to dip, okay? Again, I like that palm focus to get the pecs max out and really get that full depression of the scapula, right? This is what you're working here. And it's when I self-assist, you can start to, at about rep 1 might be tough. You gotta swivel around, move around, really focus on the breathing aspect, right? Inhale in, fully exhale, and then push away, all right? So we start self-assisted, shoulders to the ears, go turtle head, and then push away and almost like drive the toes into the ground, right? And then we do our inhale down, it's sweaty, exhale up. And you notice when I'm here, look at that, from the side, vertical forearm position, all right? From the side, come on over here, show me some love, all right? So we don't wanna be here, I wanna get nice and proud chest. Now, doing this is much harder, obviously, if we go into full dip support, but it's gonna chisel the entire upper body. Ooh, why not, little baby? You'll get there.
Ooh-wee, these chest curls be sizzling.
Get ready for a great workout today. We're gonna get some gains. Make your post-workout report in the comment section below. You're done in 20 minutes. Get after it. Love you guys. Peace.
Go. Halfway. Rest. 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 Go. Half weight. Rest. Go. Half weight. Rest. Go. Half weight. Rest.